Overall physical wellness encourages the balance of physical activity, nutrition, and mental well-being to keep your body in top condition. Obtaining an optimal level of physical wellness allows you to nurture personal responsibility for your own health. What's really interesting is, not many of the wellness businesses are moving from lifestyle wellness to medical wellness. The question is, why? What is it that's stopping them? Welcome to the Resilience 30 Women Awards 2022 by Hapa and Shanghai Media on Hapa TV. The Resilience 30 Women Awards was created to celebrate women who deserve recognition of strength, courage, and resilience. Their perseverance, determination, and ability to bounce back from the recent global pandemic is a compelling value that must be recognized and celebrated. I'm Jennifer Ong, and my guest today is a women entrepreneur who has garnered numerous awards and established a solid footing for her Danai Wellness as a premier wellness brand in the region. Danai Wellness started off in lifestyle wellness in 2004 and subsequently ventured into medical wellness during the recent global pandemic. From just a spa, Dr. Cynthia and her team has evolved the business to become a total wellness sanctuary with numerous signature brands under their banner. Let's welcome Dr. Cynthia Tong, co-founder of Danai Medi-Wellness. Hi, Dr. Cynthia.
Thank you for having me here today.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm really interested to know, how did Danai move from a lifestyle wellness to medical wellness? Because not many wellness businesses actually move into medical wellness.
Yeah, that's quite true. Not many people have been doing that. I think it's once, initially I've also started from the wellness industry. And then initially, as we were doing this business, as we continue on, we realized that there are not many people from the wellness industry moving into a medical wellness industry. So
why is that so, actually?
Yeah, actually, a lot of times people from the wellness industry also feels that maybe I am not medically inclined, or I don't have a medical background, and so that's why they don't go into a medical wellness industry. But for our case, after we have gone through our business and doing our business, then putting together a team, we were therefore able to move into the medical wellness industry.
Did you have that challenge as well when you first started? And I'm sure, of course, you didn't allow it to stop you. What were the challenges when you initially moved from lifestyle wellness to medical wellness?
I think for one is that on our original team, we have to pick up a lot on medical wellness. We have to do a lot of training on medical knowledge and all that, but also putting together a team, a new team of people who are, like, for example, doctors or people who are well-versed in the medical industry. That one, there was an initial challenge to begin with, but bringing in a leading figure from the industry also helps tremendously, and bringing in a consultant from that industry also definitely helps a lot.
Right. So you didn't allow that to stop you, obviously.
Definitely not. I think after being in business for 18 years and going through a lot of challenges, I think you come to a point where you think nothing is impossible. Yeah.
Right. And what was your toughest challenge in the last 18 years now? You've been in business, right?
18 years in business. In between, there are many little things that became a big issue. Initially, we started off in the spa industry, and then we were doing the tourist market. Then you get something like SARS,
Yeah.
And then we lost business for a while, and then realizing that we decided that maybe the tourist market is not that stable after all, and then we started to go into the local market. And then at that point, we had to understand what the local people need and all that. That was we have to actually pivot and change, and that itself initially had some challenges. And then in between doing that, running the business and expanding that business, in that expansion of the business, then you have other challenges, cash flow challenges, operations, people, and all that. And at one point, it reaches that level where, everything is no longer, everything was, became really tough at that point. And there was one point where I think initially, you didn't give up because you were saying something. I put so much funds in this business, you know. And then that was one of the hardest. And then initially in between, we have other challenges, but we managed to overcome them, you know, with a lot of help from our investors and our team. So that was how.
So the team support was also very important. Yes, I mean, you can have your investors putting in money, but if the team support is not there, that would also hinder something. Okay, can you just tell us a bit more about what kind of medical wellness is Danai doing?
Okay, Danai mainly focuses currently on 4 types of medical wellness. All right, and then when we say medical wellness, talking about medical wellness, we will always say the treatment must be medically proven. Okay, so these are some of the treatments that we do. Survive, which is our external counter pulsation treatment, and it is this treatment helps to reduce high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and high cholesterol. All right.
All the highs.
Yeah, the 3 highs, that's what it's called. Okay. Currently, if what we are able to see is that people starting from the age 35 onwards are already having this 3 highs problem.
Right.
All right. Okay. So generally, this is XRY is one of them, and then we go into Exagene, which is our DNA analysis report, and DNA analysis report really helps people to find out what are their, for example, cancer risks, or if they have any disease risks, okay? And that's very important for you to find out. For example, if we have cases of customer doing their DNA analysis report and then finding out that they are very high risk for colon disease, okay, or colon cancer. So some of the things that can be put in advance is that you could, every year for your screening, for your medical screening, you can actually do your colonoscopy, you know, in advance.
So prevention measures and stuff like that as well.
Definitely.
Right.
And then the third one that we have, which is Exa Nutrix, which is our personalized supplement brand. And personalized supplement has come to an advanced level where now when you do personalized supplements, you recheck your current advanced medical blood test, and we also do your DNA analysis in order to create the right and complete personal supplements that you need. Right. And the final one that we have, which is Exacell, which is the mesenchymal stem cell therapy.
Well, you know, Dr. Cynthia, the wellness industry is huge, actually. You know, I mean, not as much as we say, not many businesses from lifestyle wellness have moved into medical wellness, but medical industry itself is huge. You've got hospitals, right, offering all these services and checks and whatnot. And you also have other forms of medical therapy providers, for example. So how do you stay up there? How do you stay in the market despite so many competitions like that?
Okay, if you're talking about a competition example, a hospital, compared to us, we are taking care of people who are currently well, who don't want to get sick. You know, they are taking care of themselves now.
Right.
All right. So I'm actually taking care of my customers who are ready to be better, be at the peak wellness. They hope that they can live longer, and then they hope that they can live in a way that they are always mobile. You know, they are always healthy, and you know, they hope to develop even more, to do more things in future.
Right. And based on your own experience, in terms of, you know, running the business for the last 18 years, how do you relate being resilient as a woman, and also as a woman entrepreneur, with what your own journey, for example? How do you relate resilience to your own journey, and what would you tell the women out there who are also looking into perhaps getting into the medical wellness industry? What would you tell them?
I think we never gave up in our business. One is, I think initially I told you, first is that we've put in this much funds and we just have to make it. And then the second part is, then later you say you don't want to fail your investors, or you don't want to fail your team. And then after that, you don't want to fail your customers. All right. So I think one part of resilience is because you have an integrity, and because of that, you want to continue to, to not fail the people who believe in you. And the other part is that after being in business for 18 years, after overcoming every single challenges that we had, you just build that grit, that guts, you know, and then you just believe in yourself and tell yourself, don't give up, you know, things can change. I have to try a new way. I have to innovate. I have to maybe ask people for help, maybe get a few mentors. There's so many things that you can do. I don't believe in giving up.
Right. What has changed within you? What has changed within you, say 18 years ago, 10 years ago, and now and moving forward? What has changed within you as a business entrepreneur, as a woman entrepreneur?
I think I feel that I've never, probably I feel that there's nothing that I cannot overcome. I think that was the biggest difference. And then also I felt that the fear that we have whenever the business is not doing well or anything like that, that fear is somewhat like I would say somewhat like a false emotion, because there's a lot of things that you still can do to save your business or to take care of your business or move your business to another level. So I always feel that fear is a kind of a false emotion.
Yeah. And how would you advise women out there who is experiencing it now, for example, whoever is tuning in and listening in, experiencing that fear, perhaps business is not doing well, revenue is not coming in, there's a lot of expenses, they don't know where to look at, and they're all going through that emotion of fear, the fake emotion of fear. What would you tell them, and what advice would you give them?
Well, whenever I go through emotions like that, fear, worry, anxiety, I am in wellness. So one of the things that I do is I meditate. It calms my emotion down, and then it also seems to open up inspiration for me, and meditation has been a very strong, has been very strong in my life. I've used it often to overcome fear, and also it helps me stabilize my emotion and open inspiration for me in many ways. So I find that meditation has been very helpful for me. Okay. And also, I'm a very strong believer of law of attraction, and I always believe in looking towards what's positive. So I often say that sentence, what does it take for this business to improve, instead of why is this business, what's happening, what's going wrong. I never say, I try not to say that, and I will say, what does it take for my business to move forward? What does it take for me to earn X amount of sales? What does it take? So that focus towards the positive, it actually makes your brain think and work towards, what you want instead of what you don't want.
Lovely. Oh, this is the last part of what Dr. Cynthia says, really resonates with me a lot, and I really love it, because being an NLP trainer myself, we always talk about focusing on what you want and not what you don't want. And I agree with Dr. Cynthia. Meditation is very important, because it's a period of time where it's your time, and you calm your level of emotions down. You're more mindful. You're more aware of what's happening and running in you, and you start looking at possibilities. And the question you ask yourself, like what Dr. Cynthia said, the question you ask yourself is absolutely and ultimately the most important thing that will drive you the answer. If you go into a positive question, you get a positive answer. Yeah. So very, 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 I think that part, to all women entrepreneurs who are facing some kind of an issue or fear or any roadblocks at the moment, not knowing where, not knowing what to do, well, ask yourself a positive question, like what Dr. Cynthia said. What does it take for you to overcome your problem? Thank you so much, Dr. Cynthia, for sharing your journey with us and your advice. Very, very helpful. And I do hope that Dr. Cynthia's message will give you some hope in moving forward and overcoming whatever challenges you have in life. So stay strong, ladies, and take on the world with confidence.
Thank you.
Follow us on Hapa TV Facebook for more empowering stories from some of the most amazing women in Malaysia.